First, let's think about it in terms of sandwiches. We have bread and cheese. 2 slices of bread to 1 slice of cheese would make 1 sandwich. So if we happen to have 10 slices of bread and 3 slices of cheese, how many sandwiches can we make? Well, we could only make 3 sandwiches, and that's because we're going to run out of cheese before we use up all of our bread. So the cheese is known as our limiting reactant, which means that I'm going to have 0 cheese left over once I make my sandwiches. But 10 slices of bread, we're only going to use 6 of them to make these 3 sandwiches, so the bread is known as my excess reactant, which means that I'm going to have some leftovers. Once I use 6 of my 10 pieces of bread, I'm going to have 4 of them remaining once I make my sandwiches. Now, this 3 sandwiches is known as the theoretical yield, which means if everything goes perfectly as planned on paper, I should theoretically be able to make 3 sandwiches. Now let's say that we made these sandwiches on the countertop in our kitchen, and then our cute giant pit bull jumped up on the counter, nibbled on the corner of one of my sandwiches. I caught him just in time, smacked his nose and said, "Go away," but damage was done. He bit the corner of one of my sandwiches. So I'm going to just cut that half of the sandwich off, throw it away, and I'll keep the other half and I'll eat it myself. So this would be considered the actual yield of sandwiches, where not everything went quite as to plan, and so I didn't get the full amount of yield that I was expecting that I could. So if we do a comparison of the actual yield and the theoretical yield, we can actually get what's called the percent yield, which is where the actual is divided by the theoretical times 100. So my actual is 2.5 sandwiches. Divided by my theoretical 3 sandwiches times 100 means that I yielded 83% of my possible total yield. And so that would be considered the percent yield.